I will arise and go now, and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honey bee, and live alone in the bee-loud glade. And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the vales of the morning to where the cricket sings. There midnight's all aglow.
This old man came rolling home. This old man, he played too. He played knick-knack on my shoe. With a knick-knack, paddle-whack, with a bone. This old man came rolling home. This old man, he played three. He played knick-knack on my knee. With a knick-knack, paddle-whack, give a dog a bone. This old man came rolling home.
I get sort of bouts of melancholy or something. Not that I'm thinking of it. I just have this feeling that I want to cry. I don't know why. I need to be practicing more. I did a couple of gigs that didn't go well. And it really scared me. I'd like to be playing regularly.
That's it, isn't it?
Even a once a week little gig. So I suppose I should contact everyone and remind them that I'm free if they need a double bass.
Hello? Hi, Dad. How you doing? So, did you look at the housing list I sent you? Oh yeah, did you see that? I thought it was down by, sort of down towards the toll bridge. Another thing I thought would be useful for you is Smithfield, but I don't know if that would be too central or not, you know? Yeah, I know, you need to be near your local. I am. Yeah, San Francisco to Los Angeles. I fly out to Los Angeles at 5 this evening. Okay. Take care, Dad. Bye. Bye. Okie dokie. Dead late, 10 o'clock.
the irony is he's not somebody who, you know, who goes out and does things, really. He's more somebody to whom things happen, but yet within that, he was a champion swimmer in Ireland in the 1950s, and he became a jazz bassist, and he's also been playing since the 1950s. You know, he did concerts in the Cork Opera House and played in the Late Late Show and all that sort of stuff. So he would have been the sort of go-to bass player for any of the jazz greats that went to Ireland. Like he played with Zoot Sims and Jerry Mulligan and some of those guys. And then, of course, he brought us up, myself and my brother, on his own in Dublin in the 70s. In the 80s, he left Ireland, and he kind of travelled around, and he met the love of his life, and then moved to Switzerland.
When I met Anna first, when I was working in the courier facility, we used to get free trips as couriers, and Zurich was one of the places we went to. On the plane to Zurich, I got talking to this lovely young lady sitting beside me, and the flight had been delayed. She said, "You won't get into the hostel at this time of night." Said, "You better stay with my aunt in Zurich." I said, "My God, I can't stay with your aunt. Your aunt doesn't know me, you don't know me." And she said, "Oh, no, that'll be okay. My aunt trusts my judgment." Like, I come from Ireland and people talk about Irish hospitality, but this was something on a scale that I'd never come across before. In the end, by the time we got out of the customs and everything, she didn't have time to come with me. So she drew little diagrams and instructions. So I followed the instructions, but when I opened the flat door, this lady appeared in her dressing gown and welcomed me. And I wasn't surprised. I thought, who could go to sleep with a stranger coming into the house at almost midnight? And I stayed the 3 days here with Anna in this flat. And as time went on, we got to be real close friends, which sort of led to me asking Anna to marry me. I still thought her fighting spirit would carry her through. And when she went to the hospital for the last time here, this doctor said to me, "This thing has been growing inside her, and nothing could stop it. It's been growing inside her for a long time." I understood what he said, but I didn't feel it in my guts somehow. Until it happened. So, And I died from can't think of the. My memory's going funny now. I can't think of the word for her illness.
Breast cancer.
Yeah, cancer. Break, break, break on thy cold grey stones, O sea. You know that one?
I don't.
I would that my tongue could utter the thoughts that arise in me.
I don't know a lot of them.
It's about gravestones, you know.
A limerick or a poem about greystones.
Not really, but you might think it was when it said break, break, break on thy cold greystones, O sea.
Who do you remember who it's by?
No.
Did you learn it in school?
Yeah.
No. It's insane. You need to forget that stuff.
Do I?
Yeah, like all those useless old poems and stuff, so you can remember where you put your keys.
Hi, Marisa, it's me. Things are a little more difficult than I thought they would be, so this is going to take longer than I thought, and then I'm going to... Anyway, give us a call and we'll have a chat about it. We're going to leave for Ireland in a day or so. But I miss you, and hopefully I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye. Bye.
I'm not a huge fan of marriage, really, you know?
Hmm.
I don't know whether that's my experience or not, but...
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, well, my marriage, but then the one thing I think about it, the really positive, wonderful thing is that if I hadn't got married, I wouldn't have you and Jimmy.
yeah. You wouldn't have been a father.
I wouldn't have been a father, no.
Well, kind of Marisa's main thing is that she wants to have children, or wants to try and have children.
Yeah.
So I guess the thing that I was sort of been struggling with is, you know, and obviously this, you know, all pertaining to the fact that, you know, one can have children and all that sort of stuff, but becoming a father was the sort of decision that I was trying to struggle with.
Uh-huh. Well, as I think I said to you before, like all your various girlfriends, I liked them all, you know. But the only one who seemed like a daughter to me is Marisa.
Hmm.
And that's... something special. I'm feeling sad about leaving now. The last time I was back in Ireland for a month and I came back here, I did get a feeling of coming home when I got to Zurich. Overall, I think really I'd be better off in Dublin, because I don't know many people in Zurich. And I've been lonely here, which is fairly predictable.
You ended up finding the bass, or the bass ended up finding you.
Yeah.
Is there a connection between the roles that you played in my life, you know, as a bass player or whatever, you hold the rhythm?
Well, the wonderful enjoyment about playing the bass, and this applies to all kinds of different kinds of music, is that I feel it's the foundation, and without it, it's sort of playing up in the air.
You know, like a lot of people sort of make these jokes about the bass being your girlfriend, or that the woman in your life was the bass, and all that sort of stuff. True.
Yeah. Well, I never thought that, but it does have nice curves. So now the move back to Ireland will be an adventure again, because Ireland is strange to me now. It's changed so much since 1988. I've been there loads of times, but living there is going to be different.
Mail at Niall.org. But yeah, so, okay. Yeah, so it's James Aloysius McKay. So what about Sunday night then? Is it possible to move in then? That would be great.
Radio Greystones, how about that?
Oh wow, is that the thing we made when we were kids?
Yeah. Well, that's it.
78s. My God, you have all your old 78s.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are by now all familiar with the famous radio station, Radio Greystones. It's hard to believe that, since its fame has spread so wide all over the world, that this station only started just under a year ago. In fact, we have a recording of that very first broadcast, which made such an impact on all the peoples of the world. We are privileged to be able to present this to you in its original form. Completely unrehearsed, but with such a wealth of talent, this radio station couldn't fail to be a hit. But first, to get the latest position on the news in the north, we take you to our ace reporter, Niall. All right, Niall, what's happening in the north? Has there been any trouble up there today?
Shooting.
Shooting? Sorry for that little interruption. There was someone left the window open and there were some funny noises coming in. I'm sorry about that. I must apologise to our listeners. Well, now, we have to change the scene now to the top of Carrantoul, McGillicuddy's Reeks. And we have one of our reporters there. It's Jim, I think. Are you there, Jim? Can you hear us loud and clear?
Yes.
How is the butterfly competition getting on?
Getting on fine now.
Major disaster.
The green and purple one's in the league. Oh no, the yellow one's going faster. Yes, the purple one's winning. Yes, the green one's winning. No purple, green, no green, purple, no green, purple.
I didn't enjoy growing up. I don't believe I had much of a childhood. I didn't like the fact that, that I wasn't part of a proper family unit. Being stuck in boarding schools and being shoved from Billy to Jack and aunt to uncle. While all these people were very good to us and good to me, I still didn't like it, I just wanted my own family. But it didn't happen that way, so. I spent too many years of my life being very bloody angry, and that wasn't any good, It was just eating me up and destroying me, destroying friendships and everything, But I see things a little differently now, you know.
What did you think about Dad being away for so long? What did you you know, how did you feel about it, or you know?
I didn't mind because he was always there at the end of the phone, or short plane ride away, or whatever, you know. So it didn't bother me at all, you know. It was grand. I knew he was happy doing what he was doing, so. And when he got unhappy, he'd come back or whatever, you know. He was happy enough.
It was sort of, it was weird. I mean, it was funny for me. I mean, when I went to, you know, sort of, like when he met Anna or whatever, and I went down to Samoa, and then suddenly we were sitting around a ukulele singing Tiny Bubbles. And Dad was sort of sitting there as if he could have been sitting in Wicklow. Like, you know, absolutely no difference whatsoever, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my God, look.
Anna was born in Fiji, a Swiss father and Samoan mother, and each summer we went on a trip to the South Pacific, where I'd never been, of course. Visited friends and relatives, and we had some great times together.
Yeah, I didn't get to go over there.
A lot of nice people. But you went to Switzerland.
Went to Switzerland, yeah. A couple of times. That was nice. Very pleasant. Like to go back someday.
And as the golden sun sinks in the west, we say farewell.
Yeah, goodbye, Anna. God.
Only the sun is not sinking. But yeah.
Goodbye, Anna. Thank you.
Look at those keys on the table.
How did you meet Mum?
Well, she was a young girl who, my God, I can't think of her name now. Gavin, Pauline Gavin. Well, I meant, we're all France. We met at a dance where I was playing. She asked me for a lift, and then we made a date, and
You dropped her home to Glasgow?
yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
How old was she?
I was 30 and she was about 19. I think she told me she was older than she was. Or I was under the impression, I don't know. So she was an attractive young woman and we seemed to get on very well. And we got married. We're now 120. My mother didn't like her, and she didn't like my mother. That was evident fairly early on. But then my mother was extremely fussy. So I didn't take much notice of my mother not liking Pauline. Pauline would always say how wonderful her mother was and how rotten my mother was.
I think we should probably stop. We've done 200 miles.
Funny there's no clock in the car. I felt I needed a break. We had a very stormy couple of years, and I wanted to get on my own just for a little while. So we agreed that I decided I'd go down to the west of Ireland and camp. And you wanted to come with me. And you said to me, well, Daddy, you know, I could help you put up the tent. And I said, no, that's okay, no, I can do that. And you could help me cook the dinner, wash the dishes, everything you could think of, you know. And when all this failed, I said, no, this time I'm going on my own. And then you said to me, Daddy, who's going to mind you? He said, I'll mind you. That really got to me. And so then I promised you at that stage, I said, this time I'm going, I want to be by myself for a while. But we will go for a weekend down the west, the two of us, and we'll camp together. And you had to be happy with that.
This old man, he played one.
No.
He played knick-knack on my drum with a knick-knack, paddywhack, give a
knock
dog a bone.
This old man came rolling home. This old man, he played too. He played knick-knack on my shoe.
With
With
a
a knick-knack, paddywhack, give a knock a bone. This old man came rolling home. This old man, he played too. He played knick-knack on my
But remember where we are.
France, no?
This old man came rolling home.
My journey with you, I felt, began when we left Mum.
Yeah. That was a horrific night. What year was it?
Well, I was 7.
Yeah. And we were in the house in Greystones. Jimmy was at boarding school. But she was a very sick woman, and she tried to start a fight with me. And she smashed up my hi-fi with the hatchet, speakers, everything. And maybe some of the records, I don't know. But then she got the hatchet at my old original bass and chopped it up into pieces. And I thought I might kill her or something, because it was an instrument is always, I think, especially a double bass, is a more personal thing than any other thing anyone could own. was just struck with horror, and I thought I'd just have to get out of here. You could see how I was almost in a, I don't know what you call it, panic or what. And the two of us just ran out of the place as we stood up. Didn't start packing clothes or anything, and got into the little Mini and drove off. Niall was pretty young. Jimmy was a bit older, and I had to go to the High Court. It was a peculiar thing. You see, there was still no divorce in Ireland, but they had these family courts, which were held initially in the Four Courts, and the case came up, and my wife, who was summoned, didn't appear, so I was given custody and everything, and ordered that I needn't pay her ever again. So anyway, my wife appealed, and the case came up with the same judge during the summer recess of the court, but he only held special cases. And as the day went on, after lunch, my barrister and solicitor came over to me and they said, this judge, I've forgotten his name, maybe it was just as well, is drunk. And they said that wouldn't necessarily be bad for you in your case, but we think it would be better to ask for an adjournment. So I said, okay, whatever you think. So they approached my wife, but she wouldn't. She wanted it now, you know. She was very black and white with that sort of thing. She wouldn't agree to an adjournment. So eventually, when we went into the court late-ish in the afternoon, the judge was very obviously drunk. And my wife stood up and she went into a long spiel. And he suddenly interrupted her and he said, case dismissed. And she said, but Your Honour, case dismissed, case dismissed. And it would have been comical if it wasn't so serious. But anyway, when the thing was reheard, it went on for 4 days, and eventually the judge found it in my favour, and I got the custody of my two sons.
So that's as low as it gets.
It's as low as it gets, yeah. You can get double basses, 5-string basses. They'd be made specially for that. Have to be strong enough because the extra pressure. You can imagine like there's tension on those big thick wires, and so the pressure is terrific. And to get a nice sound of the lower notes, the body would need to be bigger and stronger. And I think I've forgotten what. It's a B, I think. Yeah. Yeah, B. That's an E. It would be the B below E.
A B string.
Yeah.
You can see like where the cracks are. Like there's cracks here, which I presume are pressure marks, aren't they?
That's I don't know. That's more like from getting a bang.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Ouch. Far, far away. Far, far away. Woke up this morning and my mother was gone. Holy, chopper, chopper, cheep, cheep. Last night I heard my mama singing a song. Goody, chopper, chopper, cheep, cheep, chopper, chopper, cheep, cheep, chop. Last night I heard my mama singing a song. Goody, chopper, chopper, cheep, cheep, chopper, chopper, cheep, cheep.
So, made it.
Well, I'd been working all weekend, and she called and left me a message, and I heard Mom's voice, and I remember thinking it was unusual because she very rarely called me, but I thought I'll ring her when I get up. But then when I got up, she had the message. She said, "Niall, will you ring me?" Or "Niall, will you ring me, love?" And then she said goodbye, and then hung up, and I kind of knew from then.
Gosh, I didn't realise that.
The police had removed everything for the time being, and they'd gone in and found Mum dead on the floor, and that there was a note for me.
Well, did you think in those last few years that she'd get better, or?
Well, she was, being saner and saner, being a relative term. Well, she wasn't ranting and raving and crazy like she was when I was a kid, Yeah, honestly, I thought she was getting better,
Yeah.
I mean, you gauge, particularly with kind of alcoholics or whatever, you gauge their level of illness with the amount of responsibility they take for their own lives. You know what I mean?
How did you feel when you realised what must have happened?
God, honestly, I felt relief,
God.
I felt relieved. I mean, I didn't know how long this shit would go on with her,
Yeah.
I mean, I cared for her. She was my mother, but I didn't. What could I do? I couldn't.
I think we're rocking a bit more.
Marisa, it's me. So we've landed in Dublin. I hope you're doing well. I'm on the Irish mobile if you want to give me a call.
Gathering further information, of course, news on that in later bulletins. But it's coming up to 6 o'clock now, and we'll pause for the Angelus.
There's Sally Gap.
Oh, yeah. No, is that not the scalp?
Oh, I thought it was the same.
That's the scalp. There was like a parting in somebody's hair. I would arise and go now, and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there, of clay and wattles made. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honey bee, and live alone in the bee-loud glade. And I shall have some peace there. That's the beginning of the second verse. There are only 2 verses, and I can never remember the rest of that one. Don't move your hand. You don't have to move your hand up and down
Oh, yeah.
if you get it right to begin with.
So here we go.
Well, it's easy. This one's easier. Start on the B flat, on this string.
Yeah, I think I need a violin actually.
Many happy days to spend here. I'd never been to initially, but I'm here now for the first time.
No, unfortunately, I don't think we'll get a ferry today.
No, it's out of season.
Yeah.
And the only other people around, apart from us, a couple of swans making their way towards us.
Oh, yeah. They mate for life, don't they, swans?
Yeah.
So any tips you can give me for fatherhood?
Wow. No. Well,
Any do's and don'ts?
it's like, I think the jazz approach is better than the classical approach, you know. Depending on who you're playing with, where it's happening, and all kinds of things, the same music can be different. So you have to busk it, and I think that's the advice I give you. You have to busk it. You have to. There's no sort of straight line. You must play this note, and it's there, and you can't play any other one, and you have to. It has to last as long as it's a crotchet or a quaver or semi-quaver or whatever. It has to go da or da da or da 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 or whatever. What might seem like the same situation can be different in some ways, and you can react differently according to the mood and the feel and the tempo and everything else.
So I've been thinking a good bit about what we, talked about as well. Before I left, obviously. I'm trying to think about stuff.
Yeah.
And I've made no, from the beginning or whatever, made no secret that I'm committed to you, in this relationship, and I am. Obviously, I've been, a little sort of kind of apprehensive or whatever about, taking things to another stage with, It's all been about sort of timing and about, do you know what I mean, about, and also been about sort of like, I've been really happy with us, the way we've been, so I've been totally, I've been kind of very reluctant to do anything that would, interfere with that.
It's all about love, and you've got plenty of that to give, I know.
But like, I totally want to be committed to you, So I got a little something when I was in Ireland for you. So there we are.
What's this for?
Will you marry me?
Yes.
You better say yeah, so you're sleeping outside tonight. I don't know.
I thought you were breaking up with me. I didn't know what you were about to say. Oh my God.
Okay, well I was leading you on this bit. So, here, let's see if it fits.
But
Because
it's that one, isn't it?
You and your fucking aunt does good. Phew.
Oh my God. Oh wow.
I have put the camera on as well.
Oh my. Oh no. Oh no.
Action. I don't think that'll be very funny to the folks at home.
Oh. It's difficult. Because I want me to be like I was before, and I'm not. From the time I got the stroke, just getting out of bed, the physical, sitting up and standing up, when it's not that great. I know I'm making progress. Certainly I'm trying to do the most I can to get things back to normal, which is mainly my balance at the moment.
Now bend them a little slower. 5,
But
4,
I'm learning how to deal with that.
2, 1. Come back up top. Beautiful.
So I'll bring the car up to here. There's a handle here, Dad. Yeah. It's kind of funny because we have a friend of mine who's an ambulance driver rang last night, and I said, well, do you want to come to the wedding? He's like, well, I'm going to have the ambulance with me. Is it all right? Like, you know, and I was like, sure, we may need it. So we have a nurse, an ambulance driver with an ambulance, or he's a paramedic, I suppose, with an ambulance, an emergency room doctor, and a physiotherapist coming to the wedding. So we should be covered. He's in good hands. She's probably heading straight for Mexico.
Getting the heck out of Dodge.
It's pretty sad.
I, Niall, take thee, Marisa,
to be my wedded wife,
to be my wedded wife,
to have and to hold from this day forward,
to have and to hold from this day forward,
for better or worse, for richer or poorer,
for better or worse, for richer or poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish.
to love and to cherish.
God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change,
courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Amen.
I just want to thank people for coming here. It's an emotional day for me, so hopefully I won't end up blurring. Not only because I'm obviously getting married, but also because my dad.
You got married. You got married. Yeah.
We've had this whole past tense thing going on, but whatever. But it's also emotional because my dad can join us. Because obviously the wedding was postponed the first time. And it's nice to see Dad playing. So anyway, moving along. I know that there are a bunch of you who wondered what the hell was going on with the wedding. People kept ringing us up and asking us stupid questions like, when's the wedding? Where's the wedding? Am I invited? What should I wear?
What I miss most is doing jazz gigs. That's what I love to do. I'm trying to practice a bit, but I'm very rusty. So just get back into that. I'm able to play. Sitting on my stool I can play. But as for doing gigs, there's a whole new generation of very fine young bass players around, and the competition is pretty fierce. So it's a disappointing feeling that I can't do the thing. I've only had about one offer since I came back, but, which I had to turn down. But it's what I want to do, and I miss it very much. I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the vales of the morning to where the cricket sings. There are midnights all a glimmer, and noon a purple glow, and evening full of linnets winning, evening full of the linnets' wings. I will arise and go now, for all was night and day. I hear lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. While I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey, I hear it in the deep heart's core.
One of those wasn't bad.